So this episode can be broken up into two halves. On one half is the beginning with the action-packed awesomeness of Kirito saving Sinon from Death Gun's grip, where Death Gun is about to blow her fucking brains out. And then the second half of the episode, the emotional stuff, the revelations from one another, from Kirito to Sinon, revealing who they truly are, and some emotional sad stuff. So with this week's episode, we start off just so action-packed, and I was like, yes, it's from the get-go with Death Gun getting ready to blow fucking Sinon's brains out, and she's there trembling in fear. And while we have all this stuff going on in this episode, the action-packed stuff and everything, if you really look at it, a lot of it is really focusing on Sinon's, like, mental status and kind of where she's at right now. And you could definitely see that, unfortunately, in the beginning of this episode, at the very least, she took a couple steps back from who she was. And I was a little bit, like, disappointed with that aspect, because I was like, I love the fact that at the very least in the video game, Sinon was very strong and, you know, independent woman, didn't give a fuck. So I was a little bit disappointed about that, but I honestly can't blame her at the end of the day from what she's been through, the trauma, and just Death Gun guy being a real gun in a sense, because prior to Death Gun, it was just all imaginary. It doesn't matter, you know, shoot guns or whatever. It didn't matter. But the thing that broke her down definitely was the fact that it is a real gun now, and that was what she's scared of in her real life, real guns, and the fact that, you know, he can take anyone out at any given moment. He's a true threat, and it's almost as if the real world was brought into her, you know, solitude, into her escape route. So I definitely feel bad for her in that aspect as well. This was like, you know, her getaway from the real life, and then this fucking asswipe Death Gun comes in and destroys that as well. And I mean, from the grenade throwing to Kirito saving her, the bike ride, it was just so action-packed for the first half of this episode, and it just looked absolutely gorgeous and crazy. I was like, fuck yes, Kirito. Like, some of the times, you know, I give him shit for being like Superman, but this was one of the times where I was like, hell motherfucking yeah, because it was just epic. Again, I was a little bit like, come on, Sinon, now's the time to blow this motherfucker up, where she couldn't aim the gun and she couldn't pull the trigger a couple different times. But again, you can't blame her because she's in a state of panic. Anybody that's been through any sort of trauma can understand that at the end of the day, it's not that easy to get over, especially something like that where you shot the fuck out of somebody and you're still traumatized from what you've done, especially how they bullied her. Shit like that always gets me, whatever story it is. When I see somebody getting bullied in the past, it just kind of always makes me feel like, oh, if I could just go back in that time and jump in that fucking show and smack the fuck out of those bullies for that person, I totally would, because it's like, I hate seeing that shit. And just overall, it made me care so much about this character, Sinon. I don't give a fuck out of every character in SAO. Sinon, hands down, my favorite character and probably the best character of all the characters we've seen thus far. Because it's like, there's so much to her history. This character is a lot rounder than most. There's a lot of different sides to her. She is a good person. She can laugh, but she's been through so much trauma. You get to see a little bit more of that in this episode as well. And then the second half of the episode, after the action has ceased, we get a little bit more of the emotional side of things, and kind of Sinon and Kirito revealing each other to one another. It wasn't that kind of revealing, but you get what I mean. In a weird way, with both of them revealing to one another that they had killed people, it was kind of them bonding and getting off their chest something that they've had for a while now, something that was agonizing them. I wish in the original SAO we got more content showing, especially like during Alfheim times, of Kirito kind of suffering through this, because from what I understand, he did suffer a lot of this in the light novels, but the anime adaptation just kind of breeze through that and act like, you know, he wasn't in pain or something for the Alfheim. So let's just pretend that in Alfheim he was actually going through this as well. But the part that got me the most, above all the action, because the action was awesome in this episode, above everything, the beautiful art, all that shit, Sinon breaking down and telling Kirito, then you protect me for the rest of my life. I think everybody, in one way or another, while you might want to be the protector or whatnot, everybody ideally would love to be able to, you know, just escape from all the bullshit, not have to always defend themselves, especially in a crisis like that, and wish they can have somebody that would be like a Superman to them or Superwoman to them. And I think that Kirito, for a moment, looked like he could be that person to her, and that's why she shouted it out. A strong woman like her, because, don't get it twisted, just because Sinon is broken down from all the bullshit, she is still a strong girl beneath it all. Like, she is still a strong person, and for her to come out and say something like that, you know that this shit really affected her. Not only the fact that she couldn't shoot the gun, but you see she broke down and told him that. I wish Kirito would have had a little bit more of a reaction to that as well. It's kind of like, bro, you're just standing there looking like, I don't know what to say. Like, I would have obviously gave her a hug and said, don't worry, baby, I'll be all yours. Seriously, can we get rid of Asuna so Kirito X Sinon? I'm I'm just saying. I'm not the biggest pairing person, but I don't know. I think they just fit perfectly. They both been through some traumatic shit in their past, killing people. They both love MMOs. They're both pretty cool people. They both love to fight. They're good at MMOs. It's like, it would fit perfectly. Let's make it fucking happen. I don't know about the light novel, so I can't obviously say, but it would be pretty cool. And overall, a very good episode mixed with action and emotional intensity and just kind of getting bare bones essence of both of these characters, Kirito and Sinon. While we haven't had all the characters around Klein and all them, at the very least these characters, especially against Sinon, we get to see more of them and see that they're very well dimensioned. It's not just like, you know, well, there's one side to it that's, you know, this character is this way. While Sinon has the pain, we've seen other sides to her as well, and I think that just seeing this emotional stuff, really just her falling apart, was just something very strong for the character. And overall, SAO2, man, I swear, for the people that are skeptical to get an SAO2, if you're randomly clicking this video, I'm telling you, lot better than SAO1 in every which way. Pacing, even the fucking art and animation almost never falters compared to SAO1, which SAO1 had awesome art and animation, but it's really fucking beautiful. And with all that being said, I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10. Very good stuff this week yet again. I'm really happy that SAO2 has just turned out this way, because I was very skeptical in the beginning, because SAO1, it had its ups and downs, a lot of downs, but this one has just been fucking awesome. And again, I love stuff like that, character development, or getting exposition as to these characters and who they truly are, getting to the root of them, and that's something that I really think is awesome, and especially with this character Sinon, it's like, Sinon for the motherfucking win. Alright, I'm done fanboying about Sinon now. Let me know what you thought of the episode. What do you think about the awesome action, the explosions, fucking them blowing up that gas tank? I'd imagine as of right now, Deathgun is probably injured decently, and that's why he hasn't immediately come to them in the cave and found them, because this guy's like a fucking wizard. He's like, in a heartbeat, he'll dash over there and get them, so he's probably pretty fucked right now. What do you think about Sinon breaking down in this episode? Did you dislike it? Did you like it? I mean, at the end of the day, regardless if it was a little bit like, I don't like seeing characters taking steps backwards, ultimately, it was for a reason, and we've known from the get-go, Sinon is damaged, and damaged people, sometimes they get even more damaged. That's the way life works. And your overall thoughts of this episode, but that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that would be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.